So, you just loaded up your favorite Fallout game. You make your character and decide, you know what, I'm always a good guy doing good guy things for the betterment of society. I want to change that. Well, congratulations, my irradiated pupil, because you've stumbled upon Professor Six's Evil 101 class. In today's lesson, we will be going over 5 of the most evil decisions you can make in the Fallout universe. Now, disclaimer here, there are a lot of evil decisions you can make in these games, especially in the first 2 Fallout games, so obviously this will not cover everything. I already have more written out for a second video, but if you want to drop down some recommendations in the comments, I'd love to see what other decisions are out there that I may not have thought of. Hell, who knows, your comment might even be showcased in the next video. As always, please remember to like and subscribe, and without further ado class, these are 5 of the most evil decisions you can make in Fallout. Young love is so sweet, man, and the love between Jack and Janet in New Vegas is just so cute. I could blow up Janet with a bombardment of rocket-propelled grenades at Mock Jesus. So I did. That's right, number 5 goes to the questline Young Hearts. Upon finding Nellis Air Force Base and navigating past the rockets they fire at you, you speak to Mother Pearl, the leader of the Boomers. She asks you to go around and help her people so that they gain your trust, and in doing so, you speak to a young man named Jack. Now, Jack just ain't a pair of polygons, he's a looker, and he has been obsessing over a young woman named Janet. You see, Janet's an employee of the Crimson Caravan Company, and has made a few trips out to Nellis where Jack has been able to look at her through binoculars. The man is in love, I guess, even though he's never spoken to her, or been within 10 feet of her. Man, this guy's kind of fucking weird. Anyways, he tasks you with going to the Crimson Caravan Company to see if Janet has any similarly weird feelings about him. You ask her, and she says she's seen him from afar and is also into him. Dude, what the fuck? Making your next task to speak to Pearl about getting her into Nellis safely. Pearl agrees, you give Janet a disguise, and the two live happily ever after. Yay. The evil decision you can make is you completely ignore the part of the quest where you get her safe entry to Nellis, instead having the courier lie to Janet by passing a 55 speech check to tell her that she's expected at the base. Janet will quickly rush to Nellis, happy to see her weird Shakespearean romance come to life, only to be obliterated by the Boomers' rockets. Of course, this leaves Jack furious, you don't get any money or XP for it, and you have the death of a young woman on your hands. But then again, if you're doing a playthrough like this, that might be exactly what you want. Now, I've mentioned this quest in my video showcasing my viewers' opinions on what the scariest creatures in Fallout are, but it's just so classic evil that I had to include it. Located in the medical bay of Vault 81, Austin Engel can be found surrounded by doctors. Speaking to Dr. Pensky will begin the hole-in-the-wall quest, as it is explained that Austin was bitten by a mole rat while exploring a secret part of the vault. This bite caused the mischievous little rabble-rouser to fall mysteriously sick. From here, a kid named Bobby DeLuca takes you to the entrance of the hidden vault wing, opening it up for you to enter and find a cure. As you make your way through the hallways, you learn that the true purpose of Vault 81 was to operate as an infectious disease incubation and vaccine development facility, using the residents to test certain vaccines on diseases. You battle against a brood of diseased mole rats, and should one of these freaky rat fucks bite your sweet ass, they'll give you the same whack-ass disease that the kid has. The mole rat disease gives you a permanent minus 10 to your health. Honestly, not that big a deal, especially at higher levels. But hey, at least you're on your way to find a cure, right? Well, you do find a cure. Developed by Curie, one of the greatest companions in the game, don't at me. There's a single cure that has been fabricated. The only thing in the vault that can save this weak, dying, ginger 10-year-old boy. Now, the human thing to do is to bring the syringe to Austin, have them use it on him, and cure the boy of his demons. But my irradiated people, that is not what this class is about. Instead of just dealing with a minuscule 10 HP debuff, you can instead use the antidote on yourself. Not only that, you can wait to use it until you're in the fucking doctor's office, having a dialogue with the people gloating that you're going to effectively kill this child. The sole survivor literally says,
"Let him die. I'm keeping it."
You're going to sell it, aren't you, bastard? Are you really willing to let Austin die just to earn a few caps?
He can die for all I care. What's one more dead child in this world?
Even worse, the item isn't locked in your inventory, meaning you can literally just sell it. You don't save the kid, you don't cure yourself, but you get 400 caps. No matter what you decide to do, the kid is donezo, and a memorial is prepared in his classroom. Fucking heavy. Now listen, this is kind of the classic choice for evil Fallout playthroughs. Most people have at least heard of this quest, but I'm kind of trying to increase the severity of each entry on this list, so bear with me. Making your way to Moriarty's Saloon in Megaton, you can meet this meat writer named Mr. Burke. Mr. Meat Writer is employed by quite possibly one of the most evil characters in Fallout 3, Alistair Tenpenny, who fucking hates the free city of Megaton, calling it a quote, blight on the landscape of the Capital Wasteland, because the Capital Wasteland has such a beautiful landscape, right? Anyways, as we all know, Megaton has a nuclear bomb centered at the base of their city, and Mr. Burke hires you to blow that fucker up. You are given a fusion pulse charge to place inside the nuke and must pass an explosives check of 25 to pull it off. You also have a chance to warn Lucas Sims about the plot, but he instead takes it as a threat and accesses his Megaton hive mind to turn every person in the town hostile against the Lone Wanderer. Anyways, after rigging the bomb, you meet up with Mr. Meat Muncher and Alistair Tenpenny at Tenpenny Tower, their ultra-rich bourgeoisie base, and you are given the privilege of being the one to press the big red button. Also, fun fact, this mission is not included in the Japanese version of the game. Just thought that was interesting. Kinda makes sense. Anyways, you get to witness the explosion, and your karma drops by 1,000 points, which is just fucking bananas. Megaton is reduced to a radioactive pile of scrap metal, the survivors will be cast into the unforgiving wasteland, and what do you get for it? A measly 500 caps in a hotel room. Enjoy your silver, Judas. Now we're getting into the good stuff. The Omertas run the Gomorrah Club and Casino in New Vegas, and were given power and prominence by Mr. House when he founded the city. These chodes are based on traditional mobsters, good fellas, wise guys, and their leaders have a plan. Big Saul and Nero are working with Wolpus and Colta, the head frumentarius of Caesar's Legion, to stage a coup of New Vegas that will occur during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam. Over the course of years, Caesar bribed Nero to support the Omerta's turncoating, hoping to cause as much chaos as humanly possible. To pull this plan off, the Omertas had to do some pretty evil things. Clandon was a highly skilled chemist and explosives expert who would violate and sexually assault prostitutes. They would record these situations and sell them to the morally and disgusting deprived people of New Vegas to fund their mission, and use the dead sex workers as pieces of blackmail to force important people to work for them, usually using these people as smugglers or soldiers. The Legion was also tasked with disabling the NCR's monorail into the city, slowing deployment of NCR forces should an attack happen. Now we get to the Courier's hand in the plan. Now of course the Courier can do the good thing and collect evidence to turn them into the military police, blah blah blah, or they can be the most dastardly man in New York City and force their way into the plot. The Courier can find evidence that a lieutenant in the Omertas, Caccino, was making secret deals behind the family's backs, something they would make him pay for in blood. Once this occurs, Big Sal and Nero recruit the Courier to take Caccino's place and further the plot. From here, the Courier is tasked with helping Clandon and another henchman, Troik, by getting them a container of chlorine and recovering a weapons shipment for each of them respectively. The outcome of this attack has varying levels of death, but no matter what, the coup is always stopped by the other casinos of the Strip and the Securitrons. During the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, should you assist Big Sal and Nero in their plot, the NCR emergency radio plays this message. The attack is coming from the Omertas. They are using some kind of gas to kill everyone in the casinos on the Strip. How is this possible? This confirms that due to the Courier's help, the Strip is literally chlorine bombed, pulling off a chemical terrorist attack that surely killed hundreds or possibly thousands before the threat was snuffed out. Finally, after months of Fallout content, I am covering Far Harbor. After tracking a young woman named Kasumi to Maine, you are launched into a conflict between the residents of Far Harbor, the members of the Children of Adam, and the refugees of Acadia. It's a clusterfuck of a situation as each faction has their negatives. Many of the citizens of Far Harbor are pretty prejudiced and bloodthirsty, the refugees of Acadia are relatively peaceful but their leadership has concerning morals, and the Children of Adam are the least peaceful of their faction we see in the entire series. The rational player would say, okay, let's just side with whoever's least evil. But what if I offered you another option? What if we just killed them all? Towards the end of the main questline of Far Harbor, you get to enter into the mind of Dima, the synth leader of Acadia. Here you learn that he has done some fucking messed up shit, mainly killing the leader of Far Harbor, Captain Avery, and replacing her with a synth. You are also able to find the locations of 3 important pieces to the puzzle: Avery's body in an old Vim Pop factory, a nuclear launch key in a hotel, and a turbine kill switch code on a small island. Now there's only one way to truly pull this off. You see, at any point in the DLC, you can roll up to the nucleus, pop some Rad-X, and slaughter the Children of Adam. But to finish off Acadia and Far Harbor, you have to go through most of the questline and follow a very specific path. First things first, you have to go get Captain Avery's skull from her grave and bring it to Far Harbor. You can confront the captain and tell her she's a synth, which will cause the residents of Far Harbor to turn against her, leading to her execution. From there, the citizens will finally accept you as one of them, a mistake they will learn to regret very soon. Led by the sole survivor, you are then able to storm Acadia and slaughter its residents, including Dima, to wipe out the synths in proper Brotherhood fashion. You are given a perk and a gun, and said to meet the new leader of Far Harbor, Alan Lee, at the docks. Little does he know, his time is limited. From here, you can go out and retrieve the nuclear key and the turbine kill switch code from the respective caches. Taking the turbine kill switch code to the Far Harbor wind farm will allow you to stop the turbines, causing the fog of the island to take over the settlement. This of course causes the local wildlife to destroy the walls and slaughter all of its residents. With 2 factions down, all that's left is to head to the nucleus, fight through the waves of cult members, and input the nuclear key. Then you get to watch the bunker explode, killing all members inside. With this, you have successfully wiped out all 3 major factions in Far Harbor, netting you next to nothing in rewards and destroying any hopeful future for the island. Every friend you meet, every refugee that was saved, every person just trying to survive, gone like that. If you want a more in-depth video on this ending, you can go check out this JuiceHead video where he goes into detail about how you can and can't pull this off. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and why not check out our Discord while you're at it. We have a blast talking about games, music, movies, etc., and we would love to have you. As always, remember to tell your mom you love her. 6 is out.